Hello everyone, today I am here for my review of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Now, I just binged all the Mission Impossible movies for the first time in about the past month or so, I'm pretty new to this franchise. I was very excited to check this movie out. This will be a non-spoiler review, so if you have not seen the movie, feel free to watch this video and then come back and check it out later. Or feel free to watch this video now and then go watch the movie. Without further ado, I'm very excited to talk about this new Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie. On to the negatives. No real big negatives for me here. Personally, I'd say some issues that I had with the movie. It was definitely a little long. It's the longest Mission Impossible movie by like 20 minutes. And where the first like 4 movies average around 2 hours, this is like 2 hours, 45 minutes. And for the most part, I don't really know if it needs that length as much. For the most part, it works, but it definitely leads to some things feeling longer, more drawn out. And I think it leads to the story getting more convoluted near the end, especially with the train sequence and the whole third act, where it's just there's a lot of plot lines and characters all going on at once. It's a little bit confusing, and because of that, Ethan Hunt is missing for like the first half of the final act, like aside from a couple scenes here and there. And I think it just kind of distracts the focus of the movie, having a little too much going on in that final stretch with the extended runtime. But with that out of the way, on to the positives. First off, this movie is just filled with some great, stunning action sequences, from the car chase in Rome, which reminded me a lot of Fast X earlier this year, but that was just coincidence. There's the car chase in Rome, the thrilling train sequences, the fun airport sequence, and of course, the motorcycle and cliff sequence shown in the trailers. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. The movie is consistently thrilling and engaging and entertaining. And during all the action sequences, I was on the edge of my seat. Mission Impossible definitely has kicked things up a notch with this one, with the tension and not knowing who's going to make it out of things alive. They do a really good job with that with this one. The whole cast does a great job. Tom Cruise is really, really great. Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, just everybody, Rebecca Ferguson, everyone who returned from the past movies do great. And Ethan's character arc of learning who he, like having to push through the worst parts of his life and having to save people when he doesn't know if he can. That's been his character arc throughout pretty much consistently everything, but it works very potently here. I like a lot of the new characters. Palm Clementif and Haley Atwell are great. Isai Morales is great. I love the return of Stickle. I'd say this is the Mission Impossible movie that feels the most like the first one, with the return of the Dutch angles, the train finale sequence, the return of Kittredge. That works really, really well. It's got this great tension, the sense of betrayal, and the movie has this great plot line about, the dangers of AI, which I think is especially relevant in today's society, that leads to some genuinely terrifying and scary moments that you'll see when you watch the film. That really helps you see, okay, this is such a big threat and how it influences our characters. The movie's got a great flow throughout, even if it is a little convoluted. Visually, it works very well, and it's just a really fun time. It's got a good script and just some great emotional moments between the characters, showing their friendship and their love for each other. It's just a good time with the movies. I'm hoping they streamline things a little bit more for part 2, but I thought this movie worked great as a cliffhanger that wasn't really a cliffhanger. Not in the vein of Fast X or Across the Spider-Verse, where it ended with a cliffhanger where the next movie is going to have to take place the exact second the first one ended. But more of a cliffhanger where the movie still ends in a satisfying way, but the story is going to continue in the next film, which I think works very well and is what I like from a cliffhanger. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is my first Mission Impossible movie in the franchise. It was a ton of fun. I loved seeing the classic intro and score. The action sequences were breathtaking and stunning. The whole cast is great. Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie did it again. It's a ton of fun. Maybe a little overly long and convoluted, but overall, it's still a great time in the movies and one of the best theater experiences I've had this year. So I'd say I would give Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 a 9 out of 10. I hope you guys like the review. Coming tomorrow, my ranking of all 7 Mission Impossible movies so far. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.